Read. I had a question about the session you read, lecture on, I wrote down some things here. Life is not worth living. Children having, their children and doing life again. Is it worthwhile? Like, the glory is in living life according to the divine account that I wrote. But to really expand that, because we find ourselves in these relationships, in these mindsets, and to really clarify what the focus is in life. This is not all these things that we've associated being happy with.
To clarify, what is?
Purpose of life. Clarify the purpose of life and how we should look at life from what was said.
Well, let me put it this way. The purpose of life is not to, I like to talk about some of the unseemly aspects of life, because people will usually face them. If you realize that most of you are probably here, not because things are going well in your life, or because things are so wonderful, or you have great relationships, or you're rich, or if you're all doing that, you'd probably be in Hollywood somewhere. You'd be having a good old time, or the French Riviera, right? But something happened. You had some trouble, some relationship issue, somebody died, or you got sick, or something, and maybe you stop and think, what the hell is going on here? What's this all about? I had my little baby, and then she was taken away from me. And that dispassion is a natural, so that adversity is a natural inducement towards dispassion. And that dispassion is supposed to grow into spiritual devotion, devotion to teaching, devotion to answering the important questions of life. If that dispassion turns to dullness, meaning if that dispassion does not turn into understanding and the need to inquire of life, it can turn to fanaticism, fundamentalism. It can also turn to dullness and to hatred. Like I have an aunt who loved her husband very much, and then he got sick and died, and she never forgave God for that. The rest of her life, she had a bitter life. She was always hatred, and talk about God. She would start cursing everybody and things like that. And that turned to dullness and hatred. And other people that have a death in family, that have some problems, a brush with death, and they turn towards fundamentalism. Praise God. God is everywhere. God is everything. Going to church every day, every hour about God. God. Jesus, praise Jesus. Lord Jesus, Jesus. And you can have that in other religions as well. I'm giving those common examples, so we know them. So and I'm saying that to say that we talk about the world being illusion, or being ineffectual, as being bogus. But I also talk about the world is actually a miracle. It's actually a wonderful. So keep that in mind. Right now, let me say one more thing after all together. Questions have been asked about Ra. Why does Ra come into existence and go out of existence? And that would tend to mean also point to the fact that the world is illusory and the world comes into existence and then dissolves back out of existence. That's one way to look at it. But consider also, like I said, about the sun and the rays. If the rays of the sun are a reality of the sun, then both are reality. And from the standpoint that we can say that you're touching God, you're touching the sun, that the rays are touching you. You don't have to go up, 93 million miles and touch the sun and burn your hand off to say, oh, I touched God. But So getting at is that, therefore, if you were to discover your true nature, you will discover the underlying reality of the world, transcending the fleeting aspect of it. And that is the purpose of life. And if you were to discover that, you would have peace now. You would have enlightenment now. You will not have to go, some world beyond, or go to some other country, or find someone to make you happy, or get $1 million. You can have those things, but it wouldn't make a difference. So that the purpose of life is to discover the truth of your own nature, the truth of the cosmos, the truth of all existence, which is here and now. It's not just in the hereafter.
By truth, we mean essentially enlightenment.
Yes, it's the same thing. And you only have faith in religion, you're not going to discover truth. Because all you're going to have is faith. All you're going to have is a belief system. Faith-based religion exhorts you to have faith in a belief. So this is why you can say, oh, I believe.